welcome to Frontline Family Dinner Family Feud! Yeah! Now, first of all, I want to welcome my assistant. Where is she? Amber! There she comes! Welcome, Amber! I don't even know where the marker is. There you go, Amber. How are you today, Amber? Should give you the marker. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Great, everyone heard. Okay, so we're going to have a bit of fun tonight. Tonight's going to be a little bit different to last time. Last time we actually had a few, like a bit of a round. Now we're going to have the speed round. So we're going to pump out some questions. Very, very fast, and I'll explain that in a second. So first and foremost, I want to invite my contestants up. The one, the only, Grisettis! Welcome. Welcome. Please take a seat. Plural. Okay, we're just going to take a little moment just to get to know our guests. What is your name?
Simon.
Hi Simon, welcome.
Thank you.
Now, I've been doing some background research because that's what we do. Ooh. I heard, the look on your face is hilarious right now, just saying. I heard that you, this may be a TV show, but you've actually been on that TV show.
It's famous!
Correct, yes.
Tell us about that.
Do a TV show called The Living Room on Channel 10. I'm a carpenter, so I do carpentry work on it.
Oh. I heard about another story for television as well. Yeah, we're all about doing our research. And I heard something to do with some wings and some TV. Can you expand on that for us?
We were pitching for our own show, and for the promo we had to do a photo shoot, and we were supposed to be the renovation angels, so we all had to wear these like white angel wings.
Do you wear wings off?
Only when I work.
Just need to clarify that. And our second contestant is
Chrissy.
Chrissy. Welcome, Chrissy. Now tell us, how are you two related?
We're married.
Aww. How long have you been married?
A year and a half.
A year and a half? Any month do we know, or is it just a year and a half?
See if Simon knows.
Oh, sorry.
What do we mean?
How many months have you been married?
A year and a half.
Is he close?
I think he's a month off, maybe. There you are.
Wow.
20 months? No. March we got married, so
Awesome. Well, we're going to get straight into it now. Now, one of you is going to go first. You have 45 seconds to answer 8 questions. And then the second person will have 1 minute to answer the questions. And if you don't know, you can pass, you can play, we'll work that out. So who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, awesome.
Go Chrissy.
Simon, please exit the building out there and block your ears. If you feel free to dance in the foyer, go for it. Alright. And we're going to switch. Alright. I have 8 questions and I wrote in silver and I can hardly read them. See if I stutter? Sorry. Alright, are you ready? At a timer ready? Technique, guys, where are they? Are you ready? Beautiful. They're ready. Okay, here we go. Name something you do when responding to an altar call.
Walk down the front.
Name a Hillsong Extension service.
Macquarie.
Name a global pastor.
Carl Lenz.
Poor Amber. Name a physical response in worship.
Hands in the air.
Got it.
Name a next step.
Connect group.
Name a United album.
Zion.
Name something you would find in every Robert Ferguson message.
A Bible verse with a reference.
Ooh.
Just say Bible verse, well, it's too difficult.
Did we make it?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. Well done. Alright, let's find out how well she did. First question was, name something you do when responding to an altar call. You said, walk to the front. Survey says,
Oh.
yeah! It wasn't our top answer, but it's there. Second question. Name a Hillsong extension service. You said Macquarie. Survey says... Yes! Third question. Name a global pastor. You said Carl Lenz. Survey says... Oh, dang it!
Oh, 35.
You need 200 to win the prize, just saying.
So encouraging.
And I just realised I skipped a question. Oh, good one. Alright, the next question is, name a physical response in worship. You said, hands up. Survey says... Come on, we're on the board. This is good, people.
Oh my god. It's good.
Name a next step. You said, connect. Survey says... Whoa, yes, and that was
That's a
our
good
top
one.
answer, that one. Name a United album. You said Zion. Survey says...
Oh.
There's 32. Name something you would find in every Robert Ferguson message. You said a Bible verse. Survey says... Oh, 10. We're still doing well. Any mathematicians in the audience? No? Okay. All on you, Emma. While we're calculating, let's get Simon back. Simon, 197. Oh. So you need to get 200. Well done. Where's Simon? Here it comes.
Yeah, you should hide it.
Flip the board. No, it's not. He'll come and stand on that side.
Oh, no, you can't see the answers.
Except you may not be able to get there. What? I'm coming this side.
Sorry. I'll stay here.
There you go.
Right. Your wife did really well.
I heard.
You we're going well. We're going well. We're sitting on 197 points.
Well,
We need 200 points to win. Do you think you got it?
Oh, maybe.
Alright, no pressure. No pressure. All right, let's go. Name something you do when responding to an altar call.
Raise your hand.
Ooh.
Name a Hillsong extension service.
Burwood.
Name a global pastor.
Thomas Hanson.
Ooh.
Name a physical response in worship.
Crying.
Name a next step.
Connect. Leadership. Lead.
Yep, we'll go with that. Name a United album.
Cornerstone.
Oh, we'll find out. We'll find out what the survey says. Name something you would find in every Robert Ferguson message.
Wisdom.
Whoa. Well done, Simon. Alright, here we go. Yeah, let's give him a round of applause. That was good effort. Alright, let's see how you went. No, we're not done. We can find out how you went. Alright. First question was, name something you do when responding to an altar call. You said, raise your hands. Survey says... Are we above 200 yet? Raise your hand was our top answer. Only by a little bit. Second question was, name a Hillsong extension service. You said Burwood. Survey says... Oh! Just. Third question was, name a global pastor. You said Thomas Hanson. Survey says...
yeah.
Oh, there's a few mumbles. I love The next question was, name a physical response in worship. You said crying. Why did you say crying?
Oh, just all the spiritual people do it.
That's great. That's great. Survey says...
Must. guess Purdy does
The
it.
next one, Purdy does it, does he? Right. The next one is name a next step. You said leadership. Survey says. Well, it needs to be added.
Hey, we're at 200.
Alright, that's alright, we're in the same zone. Now, the next one was name a Hillsong album. United. You said Cornerstone. Are you confident in your answer?
No.
No?
Definitely not. No,
Not at all?
Not at all.
Alright, let's see what the survey says.
Aggression.
We're doing well. It's a lot of pressure being up here, is that right?
A lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure.
Now let's bring it home.
I need my pills.
Alright, name something you would find in every Robert Ferguson message. You said wisdom.
Top answer.
The top
Top answer.
answer? Confident? The survey says.
Oh, what's wrong with you?
The top answer in that one was a date.
A date. Oh, wow. It's pretty good.
Yeah, we got the Zion being the top answer there as well. So your wife really carried that well. Yeah.
She took all my answers.
She took all your answers, that's right. Anyway, we've reached 200, so that's awesome. So we're just gonna get you to stand right here, and we're gonna give you a prize. If you can just stand right here, and we'll give you a prize. Are you ready? Yeah, that's the prize. That's the other one. That's the real prize. But here's the Grant Daniel prize. 10,000 He's ripping it already. It's not real. Not real. Yes, it is. No bank will accept it, but we will.
This won't fit in my wallet.
But here's your real answer. Some movie tickets. Destroyed in seconds. Awesome. Let's give him a round of applause.
Is that a sound effect? The woohoo! Oh, it's very good, Chris. Do you guys enjoy some Family Feud? Yeah. I always get a good laugh. This makes it great. Thanks, Grant and Brendan, aka. We had fun. Well, tonight we have the amazing Daniel Purdy Smith going to come and encourage us. So I'm really thrilled, and I'll introduce him in just 1 minute. But before I do, I wanted to just let you guys know what's been happening for the month of October. And one of the exciting things that we always put on and that we look forward to is Encounter. And I feel like it has been well over a couple months since Encounter, but it's actually only been 2 weeks. So I just wanted to let you guys know that that night was just one of our top-notch nights that we've ever done for putting on with Frontline. And Dan and I just both walked away, and we were just so blessed by the team and by everybody that put on that night, just to make it feel like home. But we were really excited. It was the biggest night we've ever done for Frontline, ever in the history at Hills campus. So big congratulations to you guys. Yeah, it was just packed house. And so it leaves us already starting to talk as just the core team within Frontline. We're already starting to talk, what does next year's look like? Like, what can we do to make sure it just keeps getting better and better? But we just love the people that are coming out, and that is just creating that environment that people can connect as well as get a great word. So that was really exciting. And then the only other second exciting news, if you have not heard and if you're not on social media, I am pregnant. So Dan and I are very excited, and we are expecting at the beginning of May. So we have a little girl on the way. So she is going to be very sweet, and we're looking forward to it. So thanks for everybody's encouragement, and everybody's been so lovely. Some of you were like, I knew you were pregnant. And I kept being like, so you thought I was fat? Nah, you guys are all so nice. Yeah, but we just had a lot of fun, and of course now we've just passed the first trimester and we're doing really well. So any of you that care, we're doing really good and we're excited. But as I said before, we have the amazing Daniel Purdy Smith tonight, so let's all get standing and welcome him and what he's going to bring.
Yes. Okay, sit down. Thank you. Now, my wife is the Frontline pastor, as you know, and I am the 6 p.m. service pastor, and we both run teams. And she's nice and pastoral. She's the really nice one. Now, if this was my 6 p.m. team meeting, I'd be ripping people's faces off for not sitting in the front chairs, choosing to sit up the back. So can you guys come and sit here, please? You sit in the back at school because you don't like the teacher. But if you're here at family dinner and you're reading, you like us, come sit down the front. Guys, up the back, come grab these chairs. Hello. Come, if you guys are part of this, I want you to grab a chair in here, please. You don't have to stay, but if you're going to, I want everyone to come and just sit around. One of the areas we're countercultural in is we lean into things, yeah?
Totally.
And we don't sit back, like honestly, in the classroom you go back and you sit up the back, you don't want to be there, you don't like the teacher, but hopefully we're here because we want to be here.
Yeah.
And we're here and we use the phrase leaning in. One of the best ways you can lean in is position yourself to be there, not just carrying the vision with our pastors, Brian and Bobby, or with wherever you're serving under Christy for Frontline, but not just carrying it for them, not just like, yeah, we're behind you, but saying we're with you. Yeah. And being on the front foot, being leaning in, be sitting front row, and my team meetings, Christy's nice a little bit, let's just say that much. My core team we get into chatting to afterwards. So we're in, yeah?
Yeah.
And it was funny because I went out, I got to go out for the launch of Gold Coast, and we did this huge launch in this new building, and it was awesome because they were expecting thousands of people, which we got on the day. Like, it was really, really cool. But like, what we do is we lock down a building, right? Like, there's bands doing sound check and everything, and the youth ministry snuck in, which I love it. Like, I love it when people sneak in and save seats, but they saved the back 3 rows. It was kind of like, okay, these guys definitely aren't us yet. We kind of have the opposite problem times a million here.
Yeah.
Poor pastors don't get seats because the youth ministry takes them. It's a good problem to have. That's who we are. So can we make sure as Frontline that we're not just, oh yeah, it's Wednesday night and a storm just came through and it's cold and you know what, we're getting old and that's not who Frontline is.
Yeah.
Frontline are alive and they're passionate and they're energetic, and I have no problem challenging anything that might even appear that it looks like maybe just could be any sort of apathy or complacency towards the mission that we're on as Frontline. So, sorry but not sorry. Now, I'm talking to leaders tonight, and Christy asked me to speak to us as leaders, and I honestly just thought I'd talk through some really basic leadership, if that's cool.
Yeah.
I know the basics, I need a reminder of the basics all the time, and I just think as Frontline, it would just be great. I believe tonight I'm speaking to Connect Group leaders, yeah? Like primarily Connect Group leaders, and if you're not leading a Connect Group, you're obviously part of a community and you're helping build that, and we appreciate that you're here. Or maybe you're here helping cook food, and that was very good also. So shout out to Siwoo and team.
Yes.
Now I want to speak about, obviously leadership, but I think leadership, like there's leadership, right? There's leadership that you can apply to so many areas of life. You can have leadership as in be a team captain, or leadership in a corporate workplace. But tonight I specifically want to speak about church leadership.
Awesome. Right.
And I almost feel like church leadership is its own realm. Like there's pastoral leadership. It's different than just cold hard leadership. I mean, there's some ways you can lead and you can be a trailblazer and everything, and you get someone that's maybe leading it and killing it in one area of life, and you bring them over into the church world, and it's a whole different ballgame. And I've found that pastoral or church leadership. That's what I'm talking about tonight. I want to talk about 3 aspects of leadership that I think as Frontline Connect Group leaders, you guys, us guys, we should be embodying. Does that sound good? 3 aspects. And the first is this: we need to be gatherers.
Great. Really good.
Really simple, but we need to have the ability as leaders to pull together groups of people. I mean, you think about a shepherd, what a shepherd does. A shepherd gathers the sheep. And this is just one element of what a shepherd does. But a shepherd's purpose is to gather the sheep and to rally the sheep around. And you know, a sheep sort of goes wandering off to the side, and the shepherd sees in danger, and he's always gathering and bringing in.
Yeah.
You know, in the early church, what did it say they did? They gathered in homes, and they broke bread, and they prayed. And there's that sense of gathering. So I'm going to break this down, and I'm not going to speak for too long, but I want to really cover some ground in how do we gather, just really practically as leaders. How do we gather? I don't want to just inspire you about gathering. I don't want to encourage you that you should be gathering. I want to talk really practically. I believe we know that. We know that as a leader, like we're gathering people. And what I love about gathering, by the way, and especially in church or pastoral leadership, is what we're gathering for is bigger than us.
Yeah, totally.
So you don't actually have to be like the man everyone's gathering to, right? And I think that's so encouraging because sometimes you might think, I don't have natural leadership capabilities. I don't have the big personality that draws people, or I don't have that sense that I can just talk to anyone. And it's, when I talk to people, it's a bit awkward, and I don't know how to navigate that. And the cool thing is, we're not gathering people to us.
Right.
I usually find when we gather people together, gather and let the magic happen.
Totally.
And first of all, the magic happens because, and please don't get weird on me because I said magic, but magic happens is because we gather people, and where 2 or 3 are gathered, there His presence is, right? There Jesus is.
Awesome.
That was a promise. So what a relief off our shoulders is we don't actually need to be the man and gather, and it's our purpose, it's our thing. Are people going to like me? People are gathered here. No, we're gathered and Jesus is here, and He's going to do something special. Now, other element of gathering people is you gather people and they come together and they connect with each other. And you can be, in many ways, you can be a silent killer as a leader. You can be the guy that you are like, a guy or girl, that you're unassuming, that you're unexpected, that you're quite quiet, but you have a great sense of gathering, and people are connecting in your sphere, and leaders are coming through, and people are growing in their leadership, and people are stepping up into their callings, and you're just there quietly gathering. And people are encountering Jesus and breaking addictions and doing a whole heap of things, and you're just the silent killer there, just quietly but surely gathering. And I think we've got to be gatherers. So how to gather?
So good.
First, and this is going to be so basic, but I reckon this will help you, is invite.
Cool.
Just got to invite people. And I've intentionally been doing something each week that I'm just inviting people to. Whether it's a movie, whether it's hanging out for dinner, I'm just inviting people. I'm kind of did it intentionally because I noticed, I believe, we're not seeing as much gathering as we should be seeing in Frontline. So I'm like, well, Christy needs gatherers. I'm her biggest cheerleader here. I'm just going to start gathering. And gathering starts with an invite. And sometimes that's as simple as just texting people that aren't going to be there. And look, you can put this in any context you like. We could talk about gathering to a night like this. We could talk about gathering to a small group. We could talk about gathering to community. Go and see a movie. Go get dinner. Stuff I've been doing lately with crews. And we could be talking about gathering on a Sunday night. So any context this relates to. But it's got to start with an invite. An SMS, a phone call, an email, a Facebook, whatever. However, it just starts with an invite.
Totally.
And I think we need to be intentional about inviting people to gather.
Great.
How we gather. We make it easy for people. So when we gather, it's really important we just make it easy for people. We make the information easy. So I'm going to use a really basic example of I gathered some people. We went and watched a movie last Friday night, I think it was. Was anyone there that's here? No, that's good. So I can like exaggerate and you won't know. I'm joking. But we got a whole row, about 15 of us across the row, booked out a whole row in the cinema. But I made it easy for people. I said, all right, guys, because I had the ability to do this. I said, I'll prepay all the tickets. You pay me back when you get there. And I went in, did the organising, and you were there. Yeah. Did you put your hand up?
I was, yeah.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. You'll be on the seat of shame, mate, if you don't start listening. You brought like 8 girls with you. That was Aubrey. That's true. That is true. Where's Vita? She's somewhere. Vita was... Oh, there's Vita. She was in Aubrey's entourage. But just make it easy for people. And I think when you're gathering, if you're gathering in church, keep a seat for people. I booked us all seats. It was just... All people had to really do was show up and bring $12. So I got a movie discount coupon thing. So, but make it easy. I did everything that I could as the gatherer to make it easy for people to get there. So if it means, hey, I'll save you a seat. Hey, I'll grab some dinner, put it on a plate, have it there waiting for you. Make it easy for people.
Awesome.
Lay out a plan. If you're gathering people, again, it sort of goes with make it easy. Lay out a plan. So first of all, I sent a message out just to a stack of people, including all our community leaders. Only one that took me up was Martin. That's okay though. Other community leaders. It was a boys' thing to Aubrey bought his entourage. But we've got to lay out a plan. So if you're gathering people, it's important that you lay out a plan.
Yeah.
Let them know what's happening. Let them know where you're meeting and when you're meeting.
Yeah.
And if it's for church, hey, come at this time. I'll have you a seat in this section. If you're gathering for Connect Group, hey, I've got someone driving right through your area. Do you need a lift? Lay out a plan. Make it easy for people to get there.
Awesome.
I hope this stuff isn't too basic for you. I think if it was basic, we'd all be nailing it. But I've got to work on this stuff.
Yeah.
You know. We need to initiate. We just need to cast a net out.
Yeah.
One thing I love about Martin is we had people, we had other pastors come and see that movie with us the other day and come and get $10 steak at the hillside with us before. But Martin had guys there as well that, one dude that I met, he'd been in church for 2 weeks, like as green as anything. Another guy, I don't even know if he was been in a church building yet, you know, and I love it. Like Martin's a netcaster, and I just think we just need to just be inviting.
Yeah,
you know,
so
if you're
cool.
doing something as a group of Christians, if you're hanging out on a Friday night getting dinner, be inviting your neighbours. We need to be intentional about that though. Gathering doesn't just happen because you're awesome. People like to hang out with you. It happens because we're intentional.
Yeah.
We're inviting people. We're bringing people in. We're casting a net. So we've got to initiate. Got to introduce. This is so basic, but when someone comes to, when you're gathering people, there's such a power in just someone rocks up, making sure they know everyone there. And again, help make the magic happen in that group. And I loved it. Like Martin's guy, you know, I was talking to him for ages and kind of run out of questions to ask him, and straight away someone else rocked up and just had so much in common with this guy, and it just came to introduce them. I said, hey, so-and-so, do you know so-and-so? And bang, there they go, they were chatting the rest of the night, best friends. And the power of an introduction. So as we're gathering, let's be intentional about introducing. All right, I'll race through this.
Good, Dan.
We've got to notice. We've got to notice people. We've got to notice if someone's running late. Give them a call. Hey, you're right. You're lost. Are you there? We've got to notice the details about people. Notice if someone's sitting back, seem quiet, and as we're gathering, make sure we're including them in conversation and maybe going out of our way, just sit with them. And I think as we're gathering groups of people, it's important that we notice. We notice where everyone's at.
Yep.
I think it's important as well that we identify as we're gathering.
Yep.
And, you know, there's people in my world that they have interests, and I've gone and I've learnt about their interests just as a point of identity with them.
Right.
So that we actually have something in common now. And there's people that I text every day about these points of interest that I honestly, naturally don't have passion for, but I've looked it up, I've learnt about it, I've absorbed myself in it a bit, and now every day we speak about that. And when I go to gather, they're sort of part of my gathering, so to speak. They're part of the people I'm pastoring. I've got a pastoral window into their world because I took a bit of interest in UFC or fly fishing or whatever it is that they liked. And
Awesome. It's good.
it's important that we identify. So first thing, we're gatherers. Second, we're mobilizers.
Awesome.
It's important that we're gathering people as pastoral leaders, as church leaders. We're gathering people for purpose, and we're mobilizing them. Rick Godwin did staff meeting this morning. Was anyone there by any chance? It was really cool because he shared this little clip, and it was such a great reminder. Again, everyone in that room would have known it, but first of all, he showed up this cruise liner, and you know, I was thinking about Santorini cruise we did recently. Like it was awesome, showing all these pictures of people on a cruise, and it said you go on a cruise because you love the crew, you love the captain, you know, good massages, walk around your bathrobe. Like it was kind of painting that sort of picture. It said you love a cruise and you go on a cruise because of what it can offer you. And then he showed a battleship, and he said a battleship, it's on a noble mission, or it's got a noble purpose. And he said, you're on a battleship because of what you can contribute, because every person plays an important part, and because ultimately there's a mission to be won. And he goes, we've got to remember as a church, it's not what can church do for me? Does this place suit my needs? Yeah. But no, we are part of something, and we're on a noble mission, and we're going after something, there's something to be achieved. And you know, again, the cruise liner, you're comfortable, you kick them back, you're getting a tan. The battleship, it's very uncomfortable, it's very inconvenient. It's very, what's the next day going to face? You don't know. Is this going to be my last? You know, it's all the unknowns of conflict involved with that. But as frontline leaders, we have not only a mandate to gather people and build community, but we also have a mandate to catch and release Brian and Bobby's vision to the people that we're leading.
Yeah, great.
So I want to talk about how to mobilise. Now, it's important as we're leading people, not just talking about gathering now, talking about the leadership of the people that we may be gathering. It's important that we mobilise. And this is how we mobilise. I think one of the greatest ways is teaching people the why. Very basic, I know, but what does teaching the why mean? Two things whenever you're teaching the why. Teaching someone the why behind something. Why we do what we do as a church. Why we have men's event. Why we have Sisterhood United nights.
Yeah.
Why we gather for Heart and Soul 4 times a year. Why we encourage people to serve in a service and then just attend a service. Why we gather in small groups during the week. It's important, first of all, that we catch this, then we release it to people. But helping people understand the why, I think there's 2 key things. And if you can take this, it will help you in your mobilisation of people. 2 key things. First of all, you've got to connect it to the bigger picture. You've got to connect the thing. Maybe it's kingdom builders. Maybe it's whatever it is. It could be any number of things. But Brian and Bobby have said, as a church, this is who we are. It could be any number of things. It's important that we connect it to the bigger purpose, the greater purpose. So it could be the greater purpose in God's plan, in our church's vision, whatever that is. But it's also equally as important that we connect it to people's personal purpose.
Yeah.
So it's not just all about you. It's not just all about the big picture. It's about those 2 meeting.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to explaining the why, so men's event, for instance, not only is it significant in gathering the men, empowering the men across our church, and I might think as a man, I don't really need input right now, but it's not just about me. As a man, I bring value and I bring strength and I bring atmosphere to this event. But as well as a man, we're going to hear specifically tailored messages that are going to speak to us uniquely as guys, which we do very rarely. And yes, it's going to be a different atmosphere. And yes, you're single and you like that girl and she ain't going to be there and it kind of takes half the fun out of being in church. That's okay, because maybe God is going to speak to you about your manhood. It's going to cause you to step up as a man in many ways. And I think all us men need to step up in some areas. And it's important that we're tying in the why. We're saying the why. I know it's a word, but we're tying into the bigger picture, but we're also keeping it personal for people. All right, and as I finish, I'm just going to do the 2, gathering and mobilising. I think it's important that in mobilising people, that we're actually challenging people to take the next step. And challenging, I know it can seem like confrontation. A challenge doesn't need to be a confrontation. I had a young guy in my Connect group, thank you, it is true. I had a young guy in my Connect group for years, and what do I say? Come on, man, you've been attending, you're doing so well. How about we get you involved, on a Sunday, and start serving? And he was like my little point of frustration, because I just couldn't nudge him into that next step. It honestly took me months, and we just have these long conversations about it. But I stuck with him, and eventually I served in the car park, right? I used to help with the car park. Eventually he goes, all right, I'll come and get involved in car park with you. About 9 months after that, he was running car park on a Sunday morning, and he's now on staff here at church. And I know that's not everyone's journey to be on staff, and I'm not saying that's the goal at all. Your goal is to kill it wherever you're killing it in life. But I just think if it wasn't for my constant prodding, wouldn't have pushed him forward into his future, into future opportunities for him. So it's important as we're mobilising people that we don't let them settle. I only hit half of this tonight, but I'm going to let you go so it can be on time for everything. Love you guys, appreciate you. Thank you for the value you bring to this age group.